Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
.31, and it's 4 degrees outside.
You always try to read people based on their facial expressions, right? We all do it.
Right on, dude.
Correct?
Yeah.
Your eyebrows are like almost coming together when you first looked at me, and that look always concerns me.
Well,
are you okay?
Yeah, yesterday my wife thought something had happened to me, and she got really worried because she thought I hadn't gone to work yet at 6:15, and maybe I'd fallen and I couldn't get up, sort of thing. And it didn't turn out. I just took her car, and it confused her, and
Sure.
we got that all worked out.
Well, that's good.
And then yesterday, she was not going to be able to go with me to a doctor's appointment, but then it turned out she could, so she rode with me to Kearney to see this specialist.
Well, that's nice.
It has to do with my lobotomy. But anyway.
Okay.
I'm in the lobby area there.
At the doctor's office.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you can see out into the parking lot. I don't know how to handle this, but there was a guy in the car with her. She was talking to a guy.
Oh, she rode with you,
Yeah.
but stayed in the car
Yeah.
and didn't go into the doctor's office.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you look out the window. You're sitting in the doctor's office,
Yeah.
waiting to get in to see the specialist.
Yeah.
You look through the window, and there's a guy.
There's a man
in the car.
there. There's a man in the car. In the car, and they're just talking away.
Okay.
This
So
wonderful conversation.
So, sir, it didn't look like anything to be concerned about.
No,
they
were
obviously
just-
knew each other.
They knew each other. They were just visiting, and I got freaked out. I got to tell you, I thought maybe I did fall and hit my head yesterday morning because I'm going, I don't know where this guy came from. Where did this guy come from? He's sitting with my wife in the car, talking to my wife in the car.
Well, I don't think there's probably anything to be concerned about. Joan is one of the most pleasant people I've ever met, and she has a gift, I think.
Yes.
A gift of just being able to visit with people and knows a lot of people. So it's probably just someone that, she knew or whatever, and he just maybe was walking by, saw, oh my goodness, that's Joan Burney. And so they just start visiting.
Well, as it turned out, you're exactly right.
Oh.
It was a good friend.
Okay, well, there you go.
And so there you go. Joan, in the morning, thought I'd fallen and hit my head and didn't make it to work.
Okay.
I looked out from the doctor's office, and I thought, what is my wife doing with that strange man? And then I realized it was a good friend, and they had this wonderful conversation.
Well, good.
And this guy's wife was in having her lobotomy checked.
Oh, oh well.
Isn't life crazy?
Okay. It is a bit.
Boy,
Yes.
the ball games looked good last night. Sounded good. You guys
Good.
had fun, I think.
Yeah. Always love going to our area communities. There's just great people in this area.
They're really good.
And you talk about visiting. That's one of the fun things about going to ball games. We always end up visiting.
Yeah, you always have a conversation before,
You see-
after. Or,
You see people that I saw a couple of people I hadn't seen for a long time.
yeah.
Got to visit.
Well, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Going and supporting the kids and being neighbors and friends. And you can even go have your lobotomy checked and run into a old friend.
Yeah, you just never know where you're going to run into friends at.
I actually walked out after seeing the specialist, and there were two guys I knew from Custer County inside the doctor's office.
Really?
Yeah, I got
Wow.
a nice visit with them. We talked bowling and
Yeah.
weather right there.
Wow.
That's something. You went to the ball game. You got to visit with all these people. Mm-hmm. Did you have popcorn?
Did not.
Didn't have any popcorn.
No, I got to be careful eating popcorn when I'm calling a game. I've just had bad experiences eating popcorn. I'll get popcorn stuck in my throat
Yeah.
or something, and
That can be bad.
It's a bad deal.
Or one
So-
kind of gets hooked up on a tooth there and comes out later and gets in your throat.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Well, that would be embarrassing to choke on a corn kernel or a hull
Yeah.
late, like in the most exciting part of the game. You're
Oh,
going,
I know.
And there's a
I know.
Oh, you can't do that.
Been there, done that. It's horrible. So that was my last. You know Mike Burge. Mike's a
Yes.
good friend of ours.
Yes.
Works up at the radio station in Valentine.
Right.
And does a fantastic job. I don't know how long he's been
Oh,
up there at
many years.
KBSH, but he's been there for a long time. Wonderful guy.
Dedicated guy.
But he is. I think he has a bag of popcorn every game. I swear.
Doesn't bother him.
But doesn't bother him at all. Me, on the other hand, I've had some bad experiences, so I've tried to stay away.
Maybe after you could have a little nibble on the
Well,
way home.
yeah, afterwards, yes, we've had this discussion before about being
Yes.
offered popcorn after the game. After the game is fantastic.
How's,
After the game, I'm fine, but during the game, I need to kind of stay away from it.
how's the employee of the month, Grant? Does he have popcorn afterwards?
I don't know. Grant, how about this guy? Okay, we're getting ready. Jeremy and I are getting set up. We're getting ready to go on the air, and Grant kind of went and helped us with the video stream and everything. He had all his stuff set up. Comes up, says, "Hey, can I go get you guys anything?"
Wow.
And so I said, "Yeah, I would take a water, please." And so I'm like, well, I'm not going to make him pay for my own bottle of water. So I reached in, grabbed a few dollars, and gave it to him. Brings the water back, lays it right there on the table. No change. I don't. I mean, I don't. Apparently, I tipped him.
Well,
I don't.
Man
I
after
mean,
my own heart.
unless what I gave him was the exact amount. It could be. I was expecting some change, but maybe that's what it cost.
Well, how much did you give him?
Oh, $3.
Well, like a bottle of water.
Usually water is $2.
He kept $1.
I think he did.
You know what I would ask him if he said, "Do you guys need anything?"
Yeah.
I would have said, "I want your steak."
Yeah. How about one of those Subway cookies you got
Yeah.
for being Employee of the Month yesterday?
I think Christy's coming in here pretty soon. Talk about prom dresses. I don't think it's on the sheet.
Oh, that's on my sheet.
Oh, is it?
Is that what 4-county prom closet means?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not on my sheet.
Oh.
I'm pretty
So
sure.
Christy's the one who's going to come in and visit with us.
I think so.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah, that'll be great.
You're terrible.
She loves me and she knows it. Let's see here. Birthdays, man. We got a lot of birthdays here.
Good.
Let's see here. Whitney Wallace is celebrating a birthday today. Terry Doan, down Ansley Way, celebrating a birthday. Betty Aitken.
Hey, yes, I remember Betty. Wonderful gal.
Yep, she is celebrating a birthday today. Lori Lambrecht is celebrating a birthday. Lori Tierney Lambrecht. And I don't know of anybody that is... Don't you like people who smile all the time?
Yes, I
when
do.
you just see them and they're just smiling?
Yeah,
Lori's that way.
good.
She just smiles all the time. Great young lady. And nice husband and a little boy. Great family.
Good.
Wow. I wish we had her number. Kathy LaRock's having a birthday today.
Oh,
Pastor LaRock,
Good.
Presbyterian minister who moved back out to Colorado a few years ago, but I think she stays in touch on Facebook with, old friends she made here. Matt Eggleston
Oh, boy.
is celebrating a birthday, probably up on Rhino, probably sleigh riding or something like that off a big old canyon up there. Leah Cooksley Peterson is celebrating a birthday today. And Mike Hunsberger.
Oh, boy.
Let me see. Man, that's a lot of digits.
Oh, man. Tell you what, that guy's electric.
He is an electric
Mr.
dude.
Hunsberger.
Yeah, he'll light you up. Yeah, Mike Hunsberger, 50. Never mind how old he is, doesn't matter. Those are some birthdays, and there's not too many celebrity birthdays that are that exciting today. I didn't think. One that we can probably relate to.
Okay.
If I can get to the page, I got off pages here now. But I'd rather turn pages than look at pages on an internet. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I'd rather flip the page than scroll down.
Kate McKinnon.
Saturday Night Live.
Very good.
Yeah.
Also on Ghostbusters reboot and The Spy Who Dumped Me. And Irina Shayk. Now, she is a 37-year-old supermodel from Russia.
Oh.
Appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated in the swimsuit edition. Got a little tongue-tied there for a moment.
So they still do the swimsuit edition?
I don't know.
I assume they do.
She shares a daughter with actor Bradley Cooper.
Oh.
Yeah. And Kim Wilson, lead singer and frontman for the band The Fabulous Thunderbirds.
Okay.
72 today.
All right.
So those are some birthdays. You want to play the game?
We sure can. Let's see. Let's give you a chance to win a free personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut today.
That sounds good.
January is National Hobby Month, so we're testing your knowledge about ways some people fill their spare time. Okay. You are an ornithologist.
A what?
An ornithologist. If you are an ornithologist, your hobby is the study of what? Your choices are helicopters, bicycles, birds, or dinosaurs. You are a ornithologist. So your hobby is the study of what? Helicopters, bicycles, birds, or dinosaurs. If you know, call us at 872-2801.
Where in the world did 2022 go? The new year is here. Don't start it off on the wrong foot with an appliance that makes you a bummer to be around. Talk to Brent and the crew at Lines Appliance in Broken Bow. Their top priority is getting an appliance in your home that simply makes life easier. From fridges and deep freezes to washers, dryers, grills, griddles, smokers, and more. Visit Lines Appliance in Broken Bow. Happy New Year from Lines Appliance, Broken Bow.
We've got spirit, yes we do. We've got spirit, how about you? Here at Nebraska State Bank, we've got school spirit. Introducing mascot debit cards from Nebraska State Bank. Now you can go to your local NSB branch and request a new debit card for your favorite high school team. The Broken Bow Indians, South Loop Bobcats, and Sillamura debit cards are available by instant issue. You'll only pay $10, and the entire amount will be passed along to your school. It's a win-win situation, right? Take your school pride to the next level at Nebraska State Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
7:44. We have Nancy on the line. Good morning, Nancy.
Good morning.
Nancy, I have to ask you a question. Now, this is kind of personal, but are you married?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're married and you're in the doctor's office and you look out to the car where your husband is sitting and there's a lady in the car and they're having this long conversation, would you be worried?
No, he talks to everybody.
Yeah, see?
Great answer, Nancy. You win a prize. Hold on.
Hey, she's a winner. I'm going to see if she knows the answer, though.
Okay.
Okay, Nancy, you are an ornithologist. So your hobby is the study of what? Helicopters, bicycles, birds, or dinosaurs?
Birds.
Birds, you got it.
Way to go.
Congratulations. We got a certificate that'll get you a free personal pan pizza at Pizza Hut in Broken Bow, so come on out and see us when you can.
Okay.
Thanks,
you have
Nancy.
a great day.
You too. Take care.
Sure.
7:45. You're listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
When I grow up, I'll become station manager. Then I'll fire Dave and Brent and get this place together.
Oh, that hurts.
The dreams of a child.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we have to do here?
Would you like to do the lunch menus? We have a few.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
a few school lunch menus.
Let's do.
We can pass along to people. I'll get us started by going to Litchfield, where today they're showing chili and a hot dog for lunch at Litchfield today.
Oh, this just in. It's Bonnie Chapin's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
And Lola sent that in. Thank you, Lola. Bonnie Chapin, what a nice lady. Today at the Prairie Pioneer Center, they're having potato soup, carrots, crackers, and fruit.
All right. Callaway School today showing a fish sandwich for lunch today at Callaway.
Shuffling our papers. I'm singing because I'm getting ready to watch you sing next week. Ansley today, quesadillas.
All right. And Selma Myrna today, some of their choices include pepperoni pizza, made fresh scalloped potatoes and ham with dinner roll, and a grilled chicken shaker with roasted flatbread on the menu at Anselma Myrna today.
Sandhills School at Dunning, pizza, chips, and dessert.
I'm done.
You're done.
I don't have any more.
Broken Bow Middle School, High School today, cheese pizza, fresh made tater hot dish with dinner roll, fresh baked ham and turkey subs, grilled chicken shaker with roasted flatbread, a grill station combo, which would feature a spicy chicken sandwich basket, baked beans, fruit, vegetables, and of course the 1% unflavored milk and chocolate skim milk and strawberry skim milk. And today at Thedford, they're having Sloppy Joe's on a garlic bun.
That sounds good.
Well, and they'll have other things too, like probably some
sure.
vegetables and fruit and some things like that. Well, are you ready?
Is our guest here?
I have not seen our guest. She
My
doesn't-
sheet says 7:45.
That's what I thought. There she
here
is.
she comes.
She's late. 7:47. Let's write that down.
I knew that. I figured she was here. I'm like, I know this will get a look. If I say she's late.
Well, it's 2 minutes past the start.
Been here.
Well, why didn't you come
patiently
in?
Waiting.
Why didn't you walk in?
You had menus to do.
I forgot the menus. You could have come in and we would have started early.
No, I'm good.
Are we going to argue or get along?
That's
I
all.
know you.
up to
I know you love me. I know you do.
Well, I'm a little upset that you threw snow on my car. That's just really upsetting to me that you think that much of me.
I told you we had a service come.
I'm going to my island.
We had a service come in. SSR came in and removed the snow because you guys, sales staff, would not do it as a team effort, and it was the super snow removal crew that came in, and I find it quite. It angers me that you would think that I would put snow on the hood of your car.
I know you did. Jeremy told me you did. The manager.
Well, Jeremy's a rat.
Yeah.
It was an accident. I just started, and then once I got started, for some reason I just couldn't stop.
The funny thing is like, I thought it was strange. Shannon, I didn't even notice.
Go figure.
I know.
So you're here to talk about prom dresses. Now, a little history lesson to start with. This idea bubbled up a year or two ago, right?
It was just last year.
Just last year.
Yes.
Okay.
So, and Kelly Sofranic does this with me. It was kind of our idea together.
I was wondering why
She
Kelly
doesn't
wasn't with
like.
you this
I
morning.
told her I could handle this because she's not real keen on doing the radio. She'd rather not.
Okay,
So I told her I could handle this.
but it's not us, is it?
Yeah, it is.
It
Yeah,
is.
sure
That's
it
kind of
is.
what I figured.
So we thought the idea up last year, but it was just more mid-January. So this year we're like on the ball and we're kind of getting going earlier so that girls they start shopping in January and we wanted to be ready for them. So this Saturday and Sunday is when we want to bring dresses in that they want to sell. We're also going to take shoes and jewelry, accessories that can go with the prom dresses as well. So Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 3, 1 to 3 this weekend is when we're taking the dresses.
Okay.
We are located this year in a different location. So we're going to be in the old, or where the country store was this season, or Triple Blessed was. We're right there by Bruning Bank.
All
Is
right.
where
there
we're
on
going to
the
be
square.
located. Yes. So taking dresses this weekend, and then we will open for people to shop the next Saturday. And then after that, we're going to be open Saturdays, Sundays, Mondays, and Wednesday evenings.
That'll be a nice location, and this really can save folks a lot of money, right?
Oh yeah, last year it was very fun to see all the girls come in and be able to purchase a dress that some of these dresses are still like new and at a much reasonable price than going to buy brand new, which can be anywhere from probably $600 on up. We've seen, for prom dresses can be. So our dresses are the ones that were in the $100 to $200 range were probably the best price as far as you get a really good deal and still get a beautiful dress. So we had dresses priced all the way from like $10 up to $350 sometimes. So
Can I ask you about the pricing? The people who bring in the dress, are they the ones that price them, or do they just bring them in and you price them?
Nope, we want everybody. We'll help if they want a suggestion, but we want everybody to set their own price.
Okay.
Because then we don't keep anything from the dresses unless they sell. 25% is what we'll keep just to cover our expenses if the dress would sell.
Okay.
If the dress does not sell, we just ask that we're going to be open through the end of March. And at that time, they come back and get their dresses. Some of them last year chose, oh, you know what, just keep them. Donate them to try again next year. So, you can either donate them to us and we have a place we can store them, or come and get them and, you can try something else. But, yeah.
It's great. And I should compliment you guys because this isn't, that 25% is you're going to have some rent on the building, you're going to have some overhead, you're going to have some utilities and all sorts of different things. So people should know you guys are just doing this, I suppose, because you had 3 daughters.
Yeah.
And
No,
you realize.
I wish I would have had something like this with them because we really didn't do a lot of new dresses with my girls either. But they were, girls try to sell them online too, and there's sites that you can go to online. But this is fun because they still get to come into a shop, try on more than just the one dress that you see online.
Try them on. There's the key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See how it looks, see how it feels. And
Yeah, we loved it last year. It's definitely more of what we feel a community service. Gayleen has worked with us there at the country store. She's worked with us with the rent, so it won't be quite as much as some that would have to rent a building. So
Yeah.
she's helping us there. And then we've got Melanie at Lily Kate is giving us some of the racks to use for our dresses.
nice.
And last year the exchange, Jackie had hangers that are real nice that we use for our dresses. So, just kind of everybody, if we've asked them for help, has been like, yeah, well, how can we help you? So,
Yeah, you was talking about people saying just see if somebody else can use it next year. It's probably nothing really. I think it's kind of sad sometimes when that dress is very special for that prom or that particular event, and then to have it hang and just kind of hang forever. And
I know.
Never
Yeah,
get used
exactly.
again. And that expensive, and they're only going to be used 1 or 2 times, right?
Yeah. So, no, we've really enjoyed it, and it's fun to see the girls when they find the dress they like that's just perfect for them. And last year and we'll do this again, but we have a Facebook page called Four County Prom Closet, and we put pictures of every dress so they kind of have an idea of what dresses we do have. And then they can message us and they might ask us a question about anything so they can go to that Facebook page and follow along as we post the pictures. And yeah, and if we're going to take in the dresses this weekend on Saturday and Sunday. If you don't catch us, then just message us or bring them in the next Saturday. We're going to be open to shop, but they're still welcome to bring in dresses. It's better off if you get them in earlier to us. So
Get them on hangers and displayed. What are some of you mentioned accessories, I think, are there?
yeah, like if they have the pretty necklaces or earrings that they just that wore that one time with the dress, bring them in and we'll try and sell them as well. And then shoes as well. We have plenty of dress shoes in our closet that were just for the prom, and so they'll work too. Girls, last year we had a few shoes, not a lot, but we're hoping to expand on that as well.
Well, Brent had 3 daughters, and so you understand it better than, like guys like me who had 2 boys, because you're just you go rent the tux and you're good to go. But it's a big deal to the gals when they get ready to go to prom, I think.
Well, this is what the twins did. They went to, I think, Hastings, that has that is just what you guys are doing, and they found just the dress they wanted and looked beautiful, and I don't even know if we spent $100 on the dress, which for a dad just really makes you smile.
Well, yeah, and that's almost cheaper than a tux sometimes now too. Because
That's
just
true.
about.
And to mention, we did have a couple tuxes come in last year, and we sold at least one. I can't remember, but if someone has tuxes, we will promote that we have those as well and help. Because sometimes I know there's moms that if they're like in Santa Myrna, you go freshman through senior.
Yeah.
If you buy them a coat or nice suit coat or something, or the tux when they're freshmen, they can hopefully kind of wear that throughout a couple years at least, and then we could resell that too if they want and try that.
So some of the smaller schools, kids, they go to a lot more proms than maybe bigger schools that maybe they can only go when they're juniors or seniors, right?
Yeah, yep.
So.
Yeah, and we're going to be open through the end of March. And like I said, last year we had people come from, it was very fun to see that some were coming from Gothenburg, Kearney, Cozad, or Loop City and Arcadia, up to Mullen, Sumner. So we were getting the word out, and we hope this year then we'll have better response, even more.
Yeah.
So.
Well, go ahead, Brent.
Well, I was just going to say, so you're accepting dresses this weekend then on both Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 3, we'll accept the dresses, and you bring them into our location there at 817 South D's, the address. It's right next to Bruning Bank. But we will help you price them, or you set a price, and we have a form you fill out and just kind of says all the details as to if the dress doesn't sell, we want you to come back and pick it up, and then if it sells, we just keep the 25% of that price, and we'll take them this weekend. But like I said, if you're not able to get them this weekend, we'll take them on a night or day that we're open, because we will open then on the 14th is our first day to shop. So on that day, then our Saturday hours will be 10 to 2. Then we'll be open on Sunday afternoons from 1 to 4, and Monday and Wednesday evenings from 4 to 6. So throughout those 3 months.
Okay. Now, while you're here, we got a couple minutes left. Next week, the contest starts. The Blake tickets will be up for grabs.
Yeah.
Now, does Brent totally understand what he's doing?
He doesn't.
No.
No, but we're just going to go by the seat of our pants, and go on the fly. He does that all the time. He can do it. He can just roll with it.
He always wants to sing.
I know. That's why we're like, why are you worried about this? It's something you like to do.
Well, I just find it interesting that the promotion was put together without even consulting me.
Well, you weren't at the meeting. You was with that particular meeting I happened to be at, and you weren't present.
I think you were gone.
Yeah.
So, we had to do it without you.
Oh, that's great.
And we knew
That's usually what happens around here. If you're not at a staff meeting, you usually get volunteered for something. But with that said, I'm happy to sing.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Blake Shelton songs, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it would be kind of weird, to do a Blake Shelton giveaway and sing Garth Brooks songs to give people a chance to win.
Surprised we're not doing
Well, he does have a song he sings with Blake.
Oh, yeah,
and
you're
I
right,
was
yes.
kind of pushing for that one, but that one didn't win because it was
Okay.
mostly Garth. So,
that. Oh, boy. Christy, thanks for coming in.
yep, thank you.
And real quick, that's this Saturday,
This
Sunday.
Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 3, bring in your prom dresses, also shoes, jewelry, short dresses as well. We had some girls even do some homecoming dresses while they were shopping. So we will take short dresses that are dressy.
Okay. All right. Stay tuned. News is next right after these words.
Don't let pain get you down in the new year. Visit Varney Health Mart in Broken Bow. Arthritis Pain Topical Gel is $8.99. And Asper Cream Max Strength and Ice Hot Max are marked at $8.99 as well. 100 count extra strength pain reliever caplets are $9.99. Or pick up low dose aspirin in a 300 count for $3.99. Varney Health Mart looks forward to being assistance to you in the new year. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
There's a difference between treating the pain and treating the problem. At Pearson Physical Therapy, we strive to not only reduce your pain, but actually treat the underlying cause so that you remain pain-free, even after you finish physical therapy. If you're frustrated by pain that keeps coming back, Pearson Physical Therapy can give you the tools that will keep you moving pain-free. Call Pearson's in Broken Bow at 308-872-5800 or check us out on the web at pearsonpt.com. Get the treatment you need and the care you deserve at Pearson Physical Therapy.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News special report, a brand new read on the labor market with fears of recession bleeding into the new year and the Fed poised to raise interest rates again. The Labor Department says employers added 223,000 positions in December. That is down from 263,000 the month before. Notable gains were in leisure and hospitality, healthcare, and construction. Unemployment down to 3.5% from 3.7% the month before. Bank rates, Mark Hamrick.
The job market isn't immune, of course, from forecasts for a weaker economy this year. A new Bankrate quarterly survey of economists put the odds of a recession this year at 64%. That doesn't mean a recession is a certainty, and it doesn't suggest the downturn would necessarily be severe, although there would be some level of job loss.
Again, employers added 223,000 positions in December. That's a decline from the month before. CBS News special report. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
In Nebraska news, one person was taken to the hospital after her vehicle hit a light pole in southeast Hastings Thursday morning. Hastings police were called out to the 200 block of J Street near John Deere for a single vehicle crash around 8:16 a.m. Corporal Nathan Hansen said witnesses told police that a Chevy sedan was traveling eastbound on J Street when the vehicle went up on the curb on the south side, veered across to the north, jumped the curb, and continued east before hitting a street pole. The 66-year-old driver suffered minor injuries, according to police, but she was transported to the Mary Lanning Healthcare Facility. Hastings Police Department said the driver may have suffered a medical issue resulting in the crash. Hastings Utilities was called out to inspect the pole and make sure the area was safe until it could be repaired. Then about 20 minutes later, the Hastings Police Department was called out to a second accident. This time it was at the top of the Hastings overpass by the high school on Burlington Avenue. Corporal Hansen said a Toyota Tacoma was traveling northbound, crossed the median, went into the southbound lane, and crashed into the guardrail. He said the 34-year-old driver suffered minor injuries. That's Nebraska News.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
News from the NFL and great news on the condition of Buffalo Bills player Damar Hamlin. It was announced on Thursday that he has shown remarkable improvement over the past 24 hours, and while he is still critically ill, he has demonstrated that he appears to be neurologically intact. This after suffering a cardiac arrest on the Monday night during the Monday night game in Cincinnati and having to be revived on the field. Hamlin is unable to speak because he has a breathing tube, but he has been able to communicate with his family and medical personnel. Meanwhile, the NFL announced that Bills-Bengals postponed game will not be rescheduled. As a result, there are several playoff scenarios that include the possibility of an AFC championship game played at a neutral site. In college basketball, the top two teams in the country in action. Number 1, Purdue wins at number 24, Ohio State, 71-69. Second-ranked Houston, an easy win over SMU, 87-53. Iowa upset number 15, Indiana, 91-89. In the NHL, the Bruins beat the Kings 5-2. Boston now 34-4 on the season.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, some patchy fog possible early on. Otherwise, we'll see a blend of clouds and sunshine with high temperatures into the lower 30s. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy, a chance for some flurries late, a low of 14. Saturday, a lingering chance for some flurries in the morning, otherwise mostly cloudy, up to 27. Then more in the way of sunshine and milder on Sunday in the upper 30s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
They grow up so fast, and soon enough they're off to college. But as time goes by, the cost of tuition continues to rise. You know that college is important, but the expenses may seem out of reach. Edward Jones can help. I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Tim McCaslin.
And I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Janet Lawhorn. Let's work together to help you tackle growing college expenses. Call us at 308-872-6849 or visit edwardjones.com to schedule an appointment. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
8:05, it's 4 degrees outside. The wind is not blowing, so that certainly helps. A few clouds in the air, but a lot of clear sky up there as well. Barometric pressure down 1 point in the last hour to 30.03. Humidity at 88%. High temperature yesterday was 31 with an overnight low of 3 degrees. 93 hundredths precipitation measured so far this month. Never too old to learn. Never too young to get started to learn. Never too busy to learn more. Never, let me think some other things here. No matter what your age, you can still learn.
That's pretty well said, I think.
I think I covered everything there.
You're so wise.
I'm not wise. I just know that I was just talking with my grandson about this yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I said, what'd you learn in school today? He said, I don't think I learned too much. I said, you learn every day. And he says, well, what did you learn today?
Oh.
And I told him, I can't tell you what I told him. It's kind of a secret.
I see.
But you learn something every day, right?
Yeah, sure you do.
And then you're lucky enough to have a college in town where you can learn all sorts of things if you want to get credits for further education or just have some fun. We have a representative of the Mid-Plains Community College right here with us in the studio. Would you want to conduct this interview, Brent, if you can?
Well, I would, except the coffee just went down the wrong pipe. Tierney is here.
Hello.
Hello. From Mid-Plains Community College. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Did you have some popcorn when you left here?
No, I did not. No, seriously. It happens to all of us, right? I took a sip of coffee and it did. It just went down the wrong pipe. So I'm sorry. But I think I'm going to be able to get over
Tierney,
it. No, not at all.
I went really all out on the building up the intro, got the platform built for Brent to take over, and he chokes on his own coffee.
Yeah.
Drop the ball.
Do you have a class on how to properly drink a cup of coffee so that this doesn't
We'll get
happen?
one for you.
Thank you. I'll take it.
I'll work on that.
I won't be the one teaching it, obviously, but I would love to take the class. Okay, so here we. First off, did you have a nice break?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Long. We had some sicknesses in our family, unfortunately,
Oh,
which
sorry
made it
about
feel even longer. But no, it was good.
good.
You know, got to gather with family. Had our first kind of Christmas with my daughter where she could, open gifts.
Yeah,
and
those are fun.
She loved it, so that was fun to do. But yeah, it was all around good. How about you?
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, all good.
So how about the college? You've had a nice break at the college as well, and now it's, I'm guessing, back at it full throttle.
Oh yeah, yes. So we fortunately get a week off being at the college, which was lovely.
Yeah.
But yes, coming back January, we have a bundle of community ed classes that are starting as soon as next week, Monday. And then our normal credit classes will start the 16th.
Okay.
So if you are wanting to get in any credit classes, you still have time. You have until the 16th to register for those. So if you have any questions, next week would be the time to come in and get registered for those if you're interested or have any questions about those. But today I would kind of like to talk about the community classes since over break, I may have slacked a little bit on my advertising duties. So I would like to let you know about a couple that are coming up next week.
Sure.
If that's all right.
You bet.
So we have the Embracing Life Through Horses again, a Q&A. It's free, so that will be Monday, 5 to 6. And it's free, so Casey Finney, the owner of Embracing Life Through Horses, she'll just come. She'll tell you what it is, her history, how she came about it, some success stories and all that. It's just good information. I know we've talked about this in the past. She's been up a couple times, but just another Q&A if you missed the first ones. It's free, an hour or less, and you can ask her any questions. It's pretty informal in that sense, where she'll kind of just it's more of like a conversation. So if you are at all interested, just stop in.
You mentioned it's free, but I know sometimes even if something's free, you still like people to pre-register so you have a feel for maybe how many will be there. Is that the case with this? Okay.
Yes, pretty much every class we have, if it's free or not, we always like registration beforehand, because once again, it gives us a feel of, okay, we'll have 10 people or we'll have no people. Just with, sometimes we have instructors that travel.
Sure.
So we would hate for them to travel and then nobody shows up.
Yeah.
So even if it's just a phone call that, hey, I'm going to be there, that's enough for us. So we would like you to let us know if you're interested, or if you're planning on anything like that, just so we can keep it and not have to cancel it and then you miss out. So, so speaking of another free opportunity, Pearson Physical Therapy here in Broken Bow is having planning and injury prevention kind of little seminar thing for fitness and running. That will be Tuesday next week, 6 to 8. So they're just going to come and they're just going to talk about how to prevent injuries, improve your fitness level. And they're kind of going to tell you maybe some shoes to wear. They also have the opportunity to kind of give you some visual tests on your, have you ever done that where they watch you run and they give you specific shoes?
I have.
Brent did.
Yeah.
That's pretty. I did that when I was in track, and I don't know if you had shin splints or know what those are, but they're just nightmares.
They
but
are.
I went and I got my feet looked at, got these pair of shoes. No shin splints or no pain. So it is definitely worth, learning proper footwear, proper ways, terrains to run on and all that, just to avoid injury, especially if you're, not 15 anymore.
or even walking for that matter. Yeah.
Exactly. So they'll be here. Once again, that is free. Free. So if that's one of your New Year's resolutions is to walk more or exercise more, they'll be a good resource to just make sure you don't, December or January 30th, you're hurt already.
Yeah. That can stop you right in the tracks.
Yeah. So that's a big one. And once again, with the free, we would like you to register or at least call us and let us know if you're interested. And you're welcome if you do see a therapist at Pearson. You can always tell them too if you're interested, because we communicate back and forth. But that should be interesting. And then last class of next week, at least, is Hot Cocoa and Gnomes.
Hot cocoa and gnomes?
Yep.
Whoa.
Boy, tell me more.
Isn't that just intriguing in itself? I should just leave it there.
Yeah.
No, it is, have a cup of hot cocoa and drink it safely while painting gnomes. It's more, now, this once with the painting pumpkins gets a little iffy, but it's just a canvas and you're going to paint a picture of a gnome.
Oh.
Gnomes are all the rage, if you didn't know that right now.
They are.
I've heard that, but
Yes.
On the canvas, do you have a pattern you follow, or do you just freelance it?
The instructor is Leah Ryan, who she's done a couple of our art classes, and so I'm sure she'll have some options if you want to trace, but she'll help you, draw it out. She'll tell you what to paint first, and it's kind of a paint by numbers, but without the numbers.
Okay, kind of
some
a
assistance.
Therapy. Sounds like, yeah.
I thought so. She did a pumpkin one where they painted pumpkins on a canvas. I did not take it, but I just watched them, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do the next one, because it just seems just so soothing. And you got a cup of hot cocoa, grab your girlfriends. I already forcing a couple. My mother-in-law, Robin, if you're listening, you are coming with me. So it should be, just relaxing. That'll be Saturday, the 14th, 10 a.m. to noon. And it's just $20. You'll get some hot cocoa and you'll get a canvas. And it's a decent size if you're artistic at all. Canvases can be kind of pricey, but it's a decent size canvas. And you'll learn to paint a little gnome. It could be festive or regular.
Nice.
whatever you want to make out of it. Yeah.
Okay, now I want to go back to the hot cocoa. I love hot cocoa. I do. I love hot chocolate, man. So here's my question: marshmallows in your hot cocoa, or whipped cream in your hot cocoa, or nothing?
Both.
Both. I like Tierney. There you go.
Is that even an option?
Yeah,
should be. Yeah.
Because my wife it's whipped cream. She can't believe I put marshmallows in my hot cocoa. But I love marshmallows in the hot cocoa.
You put the big ones or the little ones?
Oh, no, the little ones for hot cocoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
For me, anyway.
Did you ever get the Swiss packet where they came with marshmallows in it?
Yes.
Those were always, they weren't the best marshmallows, but they just, they went. They were like little styrofoam balls.
Yeah. Pretty much.
You left them in the cocoa long enough.
Yeah, they got soft.
Yeah, they got soft, didn't they? Well, it sounds like fun, and that's what a lot of these classes that you're talking about, many of these that you bring in, they are just, it's for fun and for a release to get away and just do something.
Yeah, that's what we try, especially those, artsy, craftsy. You don't have to be artsy or crafty. You could take these, and it's just a stress reliever. I mean, for me, sometimes they're a stress creator because I can't do things. But you learn. The more classes you take, the better you'll get. So I always liked painting. I'm not artistic, but maybe if I take a couple, 4 or 5 painting classes, by the end, I can make something that looks remotely like it's supposed to.
I think it's just fun to paint. Yeah.
It's soothing, the paintbrush and everything. But yeah, we want to just provide information, with the Embracing Life Through Horses or the fitness, or we have a robotics class coming up at the end of January, targeted at middle school to high schoolers. And that's just an opportunity if kids don't necessarily get that at school in the school curriculum, so they can come to us after hours and learn a little bit about coding and maybe find their passion that they maybe didn't know they had. So that's a big one that's coming up. But yeah, just learn about real estate. We got one coming up, or get to know your camera, CPR.
It's all there.
You're never too old.
You're never too old to learn. I'm going to keep saying that. Then after you learn it, you have to remember it. But
yeah. You can record.
You can go, and you can go back and refresh. Yeah. I think it's great. And then of course the classes for people who are looking for credits are very, very important. Nursing is huge through Mid-Plains, and we hope that people will take advantage of all these. Yeah.
Yep. Any questions, community class-wise, credit class-wise, just give us a call and we can make sure you're in the correct one. And yeah, nursing is a big one that we are so glad we can offer, but we would like the interest to stay up so we can continue to offer it. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes sometimes. If you don't have the interest, it might go away for a year or two and you'll miss out. So if you're even interested, let us know, and so we can keep it around.
I think there'll be a renewed interest. Honestly, think the whole COVID 2-year, 2.5-year, 3-year tax on people in that profession makes people kind of pause. But helping people comes naturally for a lot of people. So, and nurses, they do all the work. They really are important. So I hope that program stays. But Tierney, thanks a lot for coming in. I do love your shirt on a Friday. I told her, Tierney, when I walked in, I like the statement there. That's a nice Friday shirt.
Thank you. I had to make sure everybody could see
it
me,
on.
apparently.
You can see it on Facebook. Yes, you can.
I kind of forget that you have that.
Yeah.
I was like, yay, radio. Don't have to.
Yeah, we feel the same way.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much, and Happy New Year to you.
Yes, you too. Thank you.
Yep. We'll take a time out with these words.
Attention all business owners who rent or lease space, including storage space. Stop wasting your money paying someone else for your space. You can now save a ton of money and own your own building with the incredible end-of-the-year sale prices from General Steel. That's right, start saving money every month on renting space from others. Just call 888-74-STEEL to see how General Steel can help you save money. Our 50-year structural warranty buildings are custom designed for your needs and save you a ton of money money. Call 888-74-STEEL.
Take it from a successful entrepreneur. If you need to expand or start a new business, you need General Steel.
Great team and the competitive pricing is the reason I went with General Steel.
Call 888-74-STEEL now, and you can get any of our popular quick construction structures, including a 40 by 60 foot building or a 50 by 100 clear span building at end of the year savings. Call 888-74-STEEL. That's 888-747-8335. 888-74-STEEL.
Celebrate the new year with savings at the Secret Garden. All Secret Garden inventory is marked at a minimum of 23% off to celebrate the turning of the calendar. You'll find savings up to 50%. They will be open Friday 11:30 to 4:30 and Saturday 8:30 to 4:30. Psalm 37 verse 23 says, "The Lord makes firm the steps of the one who delights in him." Save 23 to 50% Friday or Saturday at the Secret Garden, 2 1/4 miles west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north. The Secret Garden.
They're all the rage. Bardominiums, Schausses, whatever you call them. Ansley Lumber and Supply offers everything you need to construct your own pole building, post frame building, or barn. They have exclusive access to interactive visualizers, 3D designers, and a price estimator. This means you know what your project will look like and approximately what it will cost. The best part? The whole complete package can be dropped to your site with everything you need. Get your dream home started on Main Street in Ansley at Ansley Lumber and Supply.
More good times are coming to The Breakfast Show, and someone will come away a winner. Starting January 11th, we'll take 3 calls a day to register for 2 second-row floor tickets for the Blake Shelton concert in Lincoln.
Hey, y'all, this is Blake Shelton.
The devil went down to Georgia, but he didn't stick around. This is God's country.
The winner will also get a $250 gift card to spend as they please. Keep listening to KCNI KBBN and get ready to play a fun game starting January 11th on The Breakfast Show.
When I die, I want to come back as a country boy. No, there ain't no better life if you ask me.
Win Blake Shelton tickets on The Breakfast Show starting January 11th.
Your mornings sound better.
If you're driving in the car on the way to work, it just makes your day more enjoyable just listening to them.
The Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
8:22. Now, Tierney has started a conversation both on and off the air. Hot chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody so far that we've, the 3 of us talked, we all like hot chocolate.
Yes, with marshmallows for me.
And
Lots of
I'm
them.
with Tierney. With or without, hot chocolate's still good.
Yes, well, yeah.
And whipped cream. Your wife likes whipped cream.
Yes.
I brought up cocoa and toast, and you both kind of sneered a little bit.
Yeah, dipping toast in hot cocoa. Of course, I've said this on the show before. I'm not a fan. I don't do the Oreos in milk or anything like that because if you dunk something in liquid, then you get little floaty things in the, and I don't like that. That's gross.
It's not.
It's gross.
I'm going to ask Stan about it at the Whiskey Barrel.
Oh, yeah?
And, I'm
Okay.
sure he has some thoughts on hot chocolate with or without marshmallows. Also, of course, do you dip toast in it?
Stan might have an idea of how to spice up your hot chocolate, too.
Now I think you're on to something. There's probably a lot of different conversations about how you can alter hot chocolate in many different ways with many different things. So if you want to talk hot chocolate with Stan, do so. If you just want to stop in and pick up your favorite spirit, of course, they would welcome you and wish you a happy new year. And as they've been doing for years at the Whiskey Barrel, when you walk in, you'll get a smile, you'll get a hello, and you'll get a fair, even price for the products that are on display there. And they watch their competition. They don't have glitzy big specials to get you in the door and then have higher prices elsewhere. It's just everyday fair prices. And they'd love to have you come in. They're open 7 days a week at the Whiskey Barrel. And it's just a lot of fun to go in and see who's working, who you can talk to. And like we were talking earlier, it's kind of a conversation spot. And if there's somebody behind you, you don't talk too long. You let the next person walk up and visit a little bit as well. It's just a friendly, great business here in Broken Bow, the Whiskey Barrel. And, of course, Stan always changes his sign up a little bit, his billboard. Always check that out. Some wisdom on the sign each and every, couple weeks or so, he changes it up. So, and they're located right across from Gateway Motors, right between Subway and Vet Care on Highway 2 in Broken Bow, right near First Avenue there. Yesterday, we had Nate in from Universal Insurance Agency, and boy, did he open up a conversation. We talked about broken pipes, and my wife and I, as we traveled yesterday, we were talking about, but a lot of people didn't know if a home is not being used, if it's vacated, the insurance for water pipes is probably not going to cover. So that's something you'll want to talk with your insurance person about. And if you're wondering about things like that, Nate and Jack are always willing to talk to you about it.
Absolutely, yeah. They basically insure everything, whether it's your home, your family, your possessions, but they are also well-versed in how to insure your business. Ask Universal Insurance in Broken Bow about getting the right coverage for your business. They have a wide knowledge base and catalog of information to help you, from HR to OSHA availability to other features that will play a key role in your business success on the insurance side. Talk to Universal Insurance in Broken Bow today. Call 872-6438, or you can visit them at 940 South E Street in Broken Bow.
8:26, we're going to take a break. When we come back, Mr. Rick Nelson will be in, and we'll be talking about Custer Public Power and all sorts of things, including cocoa. So stay tuned.
Okay.
That's coming up next.
Happy New Year from all of us at Bow Bootery. We are so appreciative of your business in 2022, and we're excited to see you in the new year. Come and see us for quality footwear for the entire family. No matter your age, you walk on your feet, so your body comfort starts there. Do yourself a favor and make your feet happy. We have a feeling the rest of your body will thank you. Happy New Year from Bow Bootery on the Square in Broken Bow.
If you've been injured or recovering from surgery, your first priority is to treat your problem. At Team Physical Therapy, we will evaluate, treat, and educate you about your specific roadblocks. We offer many therapists to help. Stop by one of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, Gothenburg, and Kearney, or call 872-5111. We have great resources online at myteampt.com, or call 872-5111 Team Physical Therapy, together empowering able movement.
It is no secret that cybersecurity and keeping your personal information safe and secure is very important. Scammers never stop and will do whatever they can to get your information. Some examples of what to be looking out for are spoofed phone calls, suspicious emails or texts, computer pop-ups, requests for urgent wire transfers or gift card purchases. If you are suspicious of fraud or a scam, always call your bank about the situation. Bruning Bank wants you to stay safe and be diligent about keeping your information secure. Our staff is trained to deal with any type of situation and is happy to help or answer any questions you may have. Bruning Bank. Build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
The Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did we wake you up?
Nebraska's favorite way to start the day on KCNI KBBN.
8:28. This is Friday, and every other Friday or thereabouts, Rick Nelson, Custer Public Power, comes in and visits with us. Rick, what is your official title?
General manager.
General manager, not like CEO, you're general manager.
No, don't prop me up that far.
Oh, I would.
Nope.
I have a couple questions.
Yep.
Can we talk for a minute before we get down to business?
Well, I'm a little worried we didn't have any pregame before the show, so I...
Oh, we didn't talk about what we're going to talk about, did we? Uh-oh. Well,
yes.
First of all, Brent was worried. He gave Grant $3 last night to get something at the concession stand.
Bottle of water.
He only got $2 back. He's worried about this dollar.
I didn't get anything back.
No.
Yeah, oh, that's right. You didn't get anything back.
No.
So the bottle of water either cost $3.
Yes. Or change wasn't returned to me. It was kept.
I just checked in with Grant, who went to the concession stand for you.
Yeah, which I appreciated. I want to stress that. I very much appreciated him going to the concession stand for me.
It wasn't a gopher kind of a thing?
No, he came and offered.
Okay.
He said, can I go get you guys anything? And I'm like, well, I don't want him to pay out of his own pocket for my bottle of water. So I
Yeah.
gave him $3. And I was because I'm like, well, I want to make sure he has enough.
Was that in dimes and nickels or quarters?
It was actually dollar bills. I know that'll surprise you. But
pennies.
Yeah.
Well, here's the answer to your question. I just checked with Grant
Okay.
on the way by here, and he put your dollar in the tip jar.
What tip jar?
At the concession stand.
At the concession stand.
Oh, at the concession stand. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know they had a tip jar at the concession
Yeah.
stand. Well, that's fine then.
Well, they may or they may not, but that's the answer that I got.
Oh, okay. When you said tip jar, I thought you meant like his personal tip jar. Now I've got a problem.
Now, see,
if that's the case.
boy, later on in the show, we're going to ask Rick a very tough question about hot chocolate, but we'll get to that later. Let's get serious for a moment.
No, well, let's not yet, because I just noticed I didn't bring in my list.
Oh, you have a list?
You need to go get it?
Nope.
Is it in
Here
the
we
car?
go.
Is it in the car?
Yeah, but we're good.
Is your car locked?
I hope so.
Oh, you'd lock your car?
I don't blame you.
Out here,
Out
I
here.
would, yeah. There'll be somebody rummaging through your stuff while you're in here. Well, I would like to ask you to talk about the most recent storm, and we was in communication with Taryn and you guys, and you're always good about you. I think you called in on the storm before to report the outage on the situation up at Thadford.
Yeah.
We every once in a while get reminded about how important the crews are that you have, and they just go out and prove themselves every time. And this time, I think it was like, well, they're going out now. They can safely go out, and they're going to do some switching and things and see how fast we can get service back up for our customers. And boom, they did a pretty good job.
Right. So along with that, we have some tools in our tool belt that that we use, and a couple of those are motor operated switches. Now, when it gets really iced up, it's just like everything else. It's mechanical and doesn't work. But yeah, the guys went out and did a great job. I know in this last one, Tuesday morning, was it? They couldn't have got anywhere if it wasn't for the Custer County road guys. And same way with Loop County. There's a couple of places we needed to go, and they were right there. And in fact, it was even such a case where I'll meet you there, and you just follow me in. Okay. And it's just not one. It's the whole department. So we certainly appreciate the help that they give us to get the lights back on. And they do get out and plow some of the roads. It's just that if we can follow them in, it's a whole lot easier.
Sure, yeah. Especially when the wind's blowing, because it may blow back shut before too long.
Before we get out of there.
Yeah, yeah. No,
but
a lot of good chatter on social media about that situation. I think people were quite
kudos
pleased.
to Custer County, and even Loop County helped us quite a bit too. So, but that's just it means a lot to me. It's everybody comes together and tries to get things going, and we're kind of just like everybody else. We want to do the right thing and help people out. So,
well, we often think about when you have that stormy weather, especially when they were predicting that ice ahead of time. First thing that I guess over the years working with you and Custer Public Power, that's one of the first things that come into my mind is going, oh boy, ice ahead of the snow and wet snow afterwards. That's not a very good combination. And talking about tree limbs and that sort of thing always kind of puts you on alert.
So with this one, this is one of those where we can sit in here and say, if the wind would have been 10 degrees different in direction or 5 miles an hour more, we'd be talking about still trying to get people on.
Yeah.
And so, it's kind of up to Mother Nature and the way that comes in there. We were really surprised that we had, we had a problem going to Sargent the night before, and then we had a problem going to, of course, Anselmo, which had Myrna and Bartok, all those substations off. But we only had a couple outages on a distribution. And so it's really weird for us. We've had some strange outages the last 2 or 3 weeks, starting with that transformer in Thedford. That's not on my worry list. And so when something like that comes up, it's like, what's happening here? And the same way with these 2 outages. So the wind must have been just right. It hadn't been in that direction before. The ice accumulated just right where stuff was happening where it hasn't happened before. So it kind of doesn't really catch us off guard, but it makes you stop and go, wait, what's...
Yeah.
But yeah, we were pretty close to having it pretty bad, and so was a lot of other people in central Nebraska, not just Custer.
Yeah, and we have to remind ourselves about the amount of area you cover, and we don't go very far north and west on this storm as well. Seems like right here we've been on the edge of the heavier amounts, but we got 10 inches here.
Right.
Go up to Anselmo, 13, 15 even just outside of Myrna.
Yep.
And so it was much heavier. And it went down to Callaway. There was less than we had here.
Well, 2 or 3 weeks ago, we had several storms move through the Panhandle that caught our customers out by Tryon.
Yes.
And so we were out there chasing outages just like we would here, but that's how far out we go. It's like 20, 25 miles west of Tryon.
That's out there.
That's out there, almost about halfway to Arthur.
Yeah.
which is out there.
It's beautiful country, but it's out there. Yeah.
So when it's sunshine in here and we're sending crews to Tryon to help out, it's kind of weird, but
yeah. Well,
but we do cover a lot of miles.
Yeah, and we have to remind ourselves of that because it changes a lot from location. Don't have to go very far. This storm proved that, but got through it. I want to go back to the Thedford one you were talking about, because that was to me that was different. That was brutal.
It was really brutal.
I mean, we're talking 30 to 40 below wind chill. And what exactly happened there? Because it was something you said it was unexpected. You actually had to replace a transformer. Is that right?
So we have 2 different kinds of substation transformers. A single, a 3-phase transformer where there's 3 bushings on the top. It goes through 1 tank and it comes out 12,000 volts. And then we have, it's essentially a delta bank where we have 3 separate single-phase transformers. And the idea is, which pans out, if one of them goes bad, you have another one, you just bring it in and drop it off. Well, it's the just bringing it in and dropping it off that was a problem.
And 40 degree below zero. Oh, man.
Plus, that was back when it was a sheet of ice, right?
Trucking from Broken Bow to Thedford, Highway 2, it was not... It was not good.
Yeah.
But we, it's about 12 hours, maybe a little bit more than that. But in that 12 hours was about a, 2.5 hour trip from Broken Bow to Thedford on a semi with a low boy with a transformer. And that transformer is not light. So we needed 2 digger trucks to load it. We needed 2 digger trucks to unload it, and then to get it slid over onto a pad, and then get it wired up. The what I find is really funny. Well, it's not really funny, but just goes to show you it was cold. So cold is one thing, and wind chill doesn't really affect equipment. It affects us, but not
people,
really equipment. But it was so cold that they were trying to test the transformers to figure out which one, was bad. And their dials wouldn't work, their meters wouldn't work. They couldn't see the little readout, it fogged over, and it was just, it was a mess. So we had to, what I call, go back to old school and just kind of load it up and see which one blows. So one at a time, which is, what we used to do in the good old days. But we found which one was bad, and so we changed it out and got it going. And thank goodness for the up there, the Thetford Fire Department had the building going, the generator going, and it was good.
Yeah,
had a lot of people there, I think, and so.
And we were talking about that since this storm, and these situations really kind of bring out the good in people and kind of highlight the way people are around here.
Mm-hmm.
And you mentioned that day when you was working with Brent, I believe, putting that recording together. The community building opened up so that people, and that was that in Thetford or Dunning? Was that
Thetford?
At Thetford. So
it's not far from our office. It's right on Highway 2. It's a new building just on the north side after the bypass.
All right. And so there's people up there. When it's that cold, it doesn't take long for a house to get mighty chilly. And so they hooked a generator onto the community building?
They had one.
They had one.
Yep. When they built it, they put one in. So they were good to go.
Wow.
And so and it's in a good spot to help out a lot of people because it's right there in town. It's a great building. Pretty excited that they went ahead and built that. So,
yeah. Well, boy, quite a story. I think most of us have had to work. Maybe you were going down the roadway in a really cold January, February day, and you blew a tire, and you had to get out and change a tire. And there's just nothing that works in the cold, and your hands get cold, and you're miserable, and you're shaking, and you have to go ahead and try to get this job done. That's a little sample of what that was about, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Well, thanks to the guys and everybody, all the people.
Yeah, well, I know they appreciate it, and I'll pass that along to them.
Yeah.
They do a good job. Now I have to be a little careful. I can't pump them up too much.
I understand completely. That's why we don't do much complimenting around here.
Yeah, I try not to either.
Got to get that backfires on you if you build them up too much.
Yeah, then they misunderstand what a tip jar is.
Well, I know we made somebody an employee of the month yesterday, and then he robs me of $1. Can you believe that?
So that's how that works.
I don't think the word robbed is quite accurate.
No, it's not.
So I'm glad we talked about that because that was looking forward to kind of getting deeper into the stories on that. Yeah. And you have to not only think about people in their homes and businesses and so forth that you serve. They got to have electricity to pump water. And livestock has to have water. And so if you can't be down very long, then you're going to start worrying about your livestock and so forth. So there's a lot of things that fit in there.
Oh, yeah. But why did it have to happen on the coldest night of the year? Coldest night that was brutal.
It was awful. It was awful. Yep. So without your list, was there something that you wanted to talk about today that we haven't discussed so far?
Yes.
Okay.
So on Facebook, and I think Taryn's got it on Twitter, everything social. We put up yesterday a post talking about the town of Myrna. We've been up there, I don't know, a week or so ago, changed out a couple of poles. We did that when the school was out, and it was halfway decent day because I think we needed to take an outage on the school. But we've got, I think, the school taken care of. They are going to cut in some bells, so trotters will stay on. I believe. Boy, I hope I get this right. Anyway, so next week we've got about 10, 12 poles to change out in town. And this is part of our, every year we test poles. And we test between 5,000 and 7,000 poles. We've got anywhere from 55 to 60,000 poles on our system, about 4,500 miles of line-ish. So in order to keep that on a 12-year rotation, and we got to test about 7,000 poles a year.
Okay.
And it just happened that Myrna's, the town of Myrna and the Myrna sub was part of this rotation. So we found 10 or 12 poles that were rotten, cracked. Some of those that would probably go down in the right ice storm. Mm-hmm. Or if a tree comes through, they'll break off at the ground. So it's our effort from a maintenance standpoint to try and stay ahead of those rotten poles. And if we do, then that makes our system better. And so there are 10 poles in Myrna, and in Myrna, in town, it's a little bit more confined than it is out in the country. And some of these poles have a transformer on that feeds multiple people. And so they're going to be taking some outages next week. Looks like the weather's going to be fairly decent. But it'll be anywhere from a half hour to maybe even a couple hours, depending on how much is on the pole. And it's a little tough to pinpoint that they're going to do this pole this time and this pole in the afternoon. And this, it all depends on how it flows.
How it goes,
and
yeah.
So I know Mick Clark is going to try and stay ahead of them and let people try to let the businesses know, kind of what that looks like next week. And then, certainly the guys will, knock on a door if they see something. Otherwise, they're going to go to work. Mm-hmm. We're just trying to forewarn people that, this is coming up. Again, next week's weather looks fairly decent, in the 30s at least, which is
pretty good
than what it has been.
Yeah, pretty good.
But so that's happening next week, and so we've gotten a couple of questions on it, and so one of them is there's about 10 poles that we got to change out, maybe one or two more than that. And it'll happen throughout next week. I think they have it scheduled around some of what's happening with the businesses in town. They're working really hard to make sure to not impact as many people as possible.
Okay. Well, that excuse me, as that goes along, and will like Taryn be posting some updates or?
Well, she could. It's a little bit difficult to.
In real time.
In real time
yeah.
to
so
run
I
that.
wondered, yeah. Okay. So just expect some maintenance work to be done in Myrna next week, and maybe half hour to a couple hours downtime.
Right. And again, the main purpose is to change out these rotten poles, change out the reject poles, what we call them, and make the system better. So.
And that's something too that we should maybe highlight. If like for instance, we'll just use KCNI, KBBN. We're out of the city limits, but we're on city power. So Broken Bow Utilities is where we get our electricity, but our FM tower up on the table is through Custer Public Power. How many communities are all the other communities in your area that you cover? Do you provide power for them as well?
So Callaway, Ansley, Broken Bow, and Arnold are the four that we Broken Bow brings in their own 69 but Ansley, Callaway, and Arnold, we wheel the power to them through our substation.
Okay.
And then it's their customer. But Mason City, Litchfield, Anselmo, Myrna, Thedford, Mullen, Dunning, Stapleton, Tryon.
Yeah.
All those. O'Connell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm certainly forgetting a couple. I'm sorry, Taylor. But all of those, we have the facilities in the town.
Okay.
And Myrna's one of them that we
all right.
go directly to the meter, to the house. So.
All right. Okay. I think sometimes we don't really, well, we turn on the switch. We don't know where the electricity comes. We know we get a bill from somebody, but where that power actually comes from or the maintenance sometimes.
Right. So two anomalies in that are Sargent and Mullen.
Mm-hmm.
We also we sell those two villages, towns, cities directly to the city. They are our wholesale customer, and so they both have their own line crew and they both have their own customers, but we serve them from
and sometimes
wholesale power perspective.
We're completely happy with the electricity we get from Broken Bow, so don't get me wrong.
100%.
But we can't get any of the deals that April offers.
I know.
Because if you're a customer, you get a bill from Customer Public Power, then you get on discounts, energy programs, and things like that.
Audits.
Yeah.
Yes. So, speaking of that, January we have brand new incentives. They're going to be in the March magazine. Some of them they made even better. I think a couple of them have dropped off. That happens to be another of the pieces of paper I didn't bring in with me. But when I talked to April this morning, I said, so the main message when I talk about incentives today is to call April.
Okay.
And so that's my message right now is to call April.
Well, it's clear that when she stops in here to the studio with you, she knows all the details.
Oh, absolutely.
And now that maybe you've got some new ones, might be a good time to visit about taking advantage of them. I mean, insulation and all those sorts of things, the different things that you guys.
There's a lot. The list I think grew even from what I remember glancing at before I got out of the truck.
we could take a break and you could go out to the truck, but I think we're getting along okay.
Yeah, I'd still say the same thing. Just call April.
Yeah. Well, do you have the paper or not? Call April.
Yeah, exactly.
She's still hot rodding back and forth with the electric car to.
She's trying.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Take it on it.
Hasn't been doing that lately.
Yeah.
But I heard a funny the other day. Taryn just told it to me. 95% of the electric vehicles are still on the road because 5 of them could only make it home.
Taryn.
I know. 5% could only make it home.
Taryn.
95% are still on the road, though.
Well, I won't remember the name of it. I just read this week. They haven't had a lot of the big convention in Vegas through the COVID pandemic years. They're starting to have those again now.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's one, maybe it's this week, it's a huge one all about technology. And it's a technology convention.
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably wouldn't have been that many years ago that you wouldn't have had cars at a technology convention. But at this one, they're saying, like, Ford's going to be there. A lot of the automakers are going to be there with their trucks and cars because this is a technology gathering. And
isn't that bizarre?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess it's going to be, of course, Vegas, there are miles and miles of displays and stuff, I guess, if you went to one of those. I've never been to one. They have them for broadcasters, but I've never made it to those. I think a lot of it's the margaritas that you get.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we've got a couple of those coming up, and got one in February that Jeff's going to be going to. That might have to bring him on the show and talk a little bit about what's going on.
Love to. Yeah,
there might be some fun stuff.
Well, let's talk to him. Is it in Vegas?
No.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say we'd need to talk to him before he went to Vegas, because he'd not tell us about anything what went on in Vegas.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. Well, it's always great to go to those. I mean, you do learn a lot. Gives you some ideas on maybe what direction to go with the equipment and so forth. And
yeah, there's I think the whole utility industry is going to be flipped upside down in the next 5 years, 10 years tops, on how they actually operate their system. It's not going to affect the customers at all. But I think it's going to bring in some efficiencies that we don't have today. Again, we talked about old school by plugging in the high side fuse, which, by the way, is really expensive, so we don't do that very often to let it blow. But that's kind of the old school stuff. Well, we still have that utility mindset, and I think there are some technologies coming out that may allow us to operate our system, even Custer's system, that we only have 26. We only utilize 26% of our capacity in a year.
Wow!
Because of the irrigation load we have in the summertime. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but most utilities don't have that low a load factor.
Right.
And so maybe there's ways that Custer can operate our system a little bit more efficiently. I don't know. It's things we're looking at and things we need to. I think we need to keep our eye on, because any efficiency that we can drive into the system saves our customers money. And so just little things that we're keeping an eye on. That's part of why Jeff and Jason's going to be going to that conference, and why we kind of go to some of those things.
Well, we've known each other a while now, and you've been on this show a long time, and even before the show, if we look back, sometimes you don't realize the changes that have been made and the progress that's been made until you look back to the beginning.
Yes.
And hey, when we first met, everybody was still going out and reading their own meters and sending it in with their bill. And with all the advances you've made with the meters, it's alone have been amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
And the storm kind of highlights a couple of those. A lot of times back in the day, you had to actually call the customer to see if their lights came back on. Now we can kind of see whether they come back on.
Yeah.
We can ping the meter. And so we may. I don't want that to reduce the number of times that we call our customers, but sometimes that helps when we're in the heat of the battle. And, okay, we're back on here. Let's move on to
the next
whatever.
one. Yeah.
But
okay, we are out of time. But before we close, I did want to ask you about hot chocolate.
As long as it doesn't curdle, I'm okay.
Do you like hot chocolate?
That's all right.
It's not like something you crave or can't wait to get up in the morning to have a cup of hot chocolate.
No.
So, do you use marshmallows in hot chocolate ever? If you have
yeah.
You're okay with that?
Yep.
Do you ever, as a youngster or as an adult, dip your toast in your hot chocolate?
No, that's weird.
Yes, thank you. It is.
It's really weird. Toast and hot chocolate?
Yeah.
No.
Wow, that hurt.
Oreo cookie and milk, yeah.
Yeah.
Not in hot chocolate.
No toast in the hot chocolate.
No. Because then you end up with little floaters in there. Right?
You were the man, Rick Nelson. You were the man. That's just what I
Me
was
and you,
told.
Brad,
That's
we're-
what I told him. That's gross. Ugh.
We grew up on hot chocolate and toast every morning.
Really?
Yeah. We don't have time. I'll tell you about how we would get our knives out because we had a toaster that was like a 6-hole toaster.
Mm.
We got one eventually, but when we just had the
You're not going to tell me you stick the knife down in there, do you?
No, but we would, when we were kids, you would stab at the toast because, you know, there would be like there'd be 3 or 4 of us and there'd only be a 2-hole toaster. So it was like, who's going to get the next toast to dip in our hot chocolate? It's very competitive, very dangerous.
Did you put butter on the toast?
Oh, yeah, lots of butter.
Oh. Butter and hot chocolate?
Oh, definitely.
Would you put butter in hot chocolate without the toast?
Oh, now you're getting deep on me, Rick. You're going into that psychology thing again.
Well, you're mixing flavors there that don't mix. I'm just saying. On my palate, they don't mix.
Okay. Well, we've gotten to know Rick Nelson a little better this morning on the Breakfast Show.
And Dave Burney a little bit better, too.
Yeah,
hey,
that's frightening.
General Manager of Custer
General
Public
Manager.
Power.
Yes.
Always fun having you out. Look forward to your next visit.
You bet.
And, you know, if you want to bring some notes, that's fine. If you don't, we'll get along.
We sometimes just do this without anything.
Yeah, we don't have to have notes.
Yeah.
But
boy, the pregame really kind of set me off weird.
With
none.
Yeah, and then going right into the debacle of $1 tip at the concession stand that Brenda's all worked up about. I don't
have any problem if the tip was given to the concession stand. That's fine. That's a good thing to do.
Well, why
Because
wouldn't you
usually
assume
it's
that?
a group within the school that is running the concession stand
Absolutely.
to raise money for something.
understand
so I'm more than happy with that.
But
why wouldn't you assume that to begin with?
Right. The accusation was there.
It was an accusation.
You're right. It was, and I've had a few months now to know Grant, and why I would have made that accusation toward him, I don't know, because Grant's not that way. That's why he's the Employee of the Month
for January. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Pretty early in the month, the names on.
I know we've never had one before.
This is the
Really?
first Employee of the Month ever. At
And then
KCNI
Brett
KBBN.
turns around and accuses him
Yeah,
of
I know.
stealing $1 from him last night at the
now
ball
I'm,
game.
Now I'm feeling bad.
So I think there's an undertow of some issues we have here. I think Jeremy needs to come in and we have a discussion about
Oh boy.
the personnel issues.
We'll do that next time, Rick.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Yep.
News is next.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. The latest jobs report is out. CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
U.S. employers added 223,000 jobs in December, largely in line with expectations. The unemployment rate dropped to 3.5%.
Members of Congress will assemble outside the Capitol at the top of the hour to mark 2 years since the Capitol riot. How will the president mark this day? CBS's Serena Marshall.
President Biden will honor 12 heroes with the nation's second highest civilian honor. It's the first time Mr. Biden will award the Presidential Citizens Medal, presenting it to law enforcement officers, state officials, and election workers.
CBS's Alma Villafranca with details on the suspect in the murders of 4 Idaho college students.
In Pennsylvania, they got a DNA sample from his parents' trash bin. That DNA sample linked back to the knife sheath found here in Idaho.
The suspect is being held without bail following his court appearance in Idaho. CBS News Brief. I'm Nick Kenyon.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Kevin Wyatt.
The NFL announced that the Bills vs. Bengals postponed game will not be rescheduled. As a result, there are several playoff scenarios, including the possibility the AFC Championship game could be played at a neutral site, or a coin flip could be used to decide home field advantage. NFL owners will be meeting today to discuss and potentially vote on any changes to the AFC playoff seeding stemming from the canceled game. ESPN is reporting that Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh is being investigated for potential NCAA violations related to alleged contact with recruits during the COVID dead period. Harbaugh also being investigated for use of a defensive analyst for on-field coaching and a lack of cooperation with the NCAA. NBA scores from last night. The Grizzlies beat the Magic 123-115, while the Nuggets knocked off the Clippers 122-91. Memphis and Denver are still tied for the top record in the Western Conference at 25-13.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, some patchy fog possible early on. Otherwise, we'll see a blend of clouds and sunshine with high temperatures into the lower 30s. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy, a chance for some flurries late, a low of 14. Saturday, a lingering chance for some flurries in the morning, otherwise mostly cloudy, up to 27. Then more in the way of sunshine and milder on Sunday in the upper 30s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
News and weather was brought to you today by Custer Electric and Irrigation in Broken Bow. Custer Electric and Irrigation, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer, has the offerings you're looking for this winter to prepare for next year. As you know, every season brings new focuses. Here are theirs right now. Specials on driveline conversions, sprinkler packages, and winter maintenance specials, to name a few. If you've worked with Custer Electric and Irrigation in the past, you know that they want to get you taken care of the right way at the best price possible. They encourage you to get the work you need done scheduled as soon as possible because prices are rapidly increasing for a lot of supplies. Plus, that schedule book can only get so full. Don't forget licensed electrical work you might need done too on ag, commercial, and residential applications. Ask for a free quote. Custer Electric and Irrigation, your local Zematic by Lindsay dealer in Broken Bow, serving the whole area with electrical, agricultural, and commercial services. Call today at 872-7786. Follow them on Facebook or visit custerei.com. Custer Electric and Irrigation. Experience the difference.
6 degrees above zero here at Broken Bow currently, thanks to Custer Electric and Irrigation for bringing us weather and news at 9 here on The Breakfast Show. And thank you to Rick Nelson, General Manager of Custer Public Power, for bringing that information forward and putting up with us. We appreciate that very much, Rick. Grant Winterer, I would like to have you in the studio real quick. I know you're busy, but I believe you should come in here and defend yourself, defend your persona. You just was named Employee of the Month here at KCNI KBBN. Mm-hmm. So last night, you offered to go to the concession stand.
True. Mm-hmm.
Tell us what happened from there, Grant.
Let's see. Brent wanted a bottle of water, which he gave me $2 for. $3 for.
Three.
So I bought his bottle of water, and I left that $1 remaining in the tip jar along with 2 of my own.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Would you like your $1 back?
No, not at all. I apologize. I made the assumption. I did. And we know what happens when you assume. We all know the saying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I did. I assumed that you just pocketed my $1. But you donated it to the people who were running the concession stand. Because like I said, at schools, groups within the school will run the concession stand to raise funds for things that they do within the school.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing that.
Yeah. You should call Arnold and get that kid on the horn and see if you can get your $1 back from him.
See, now here we go. Now Grant's making me feel absolutely horrible.
I will hold my tongue.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. Eek. Just awkward silence now, isn't it?
This is
on the Breakfast Show.
There's trouble in
I'll tell you.
Trouble in the city.
But this is a good lesson to learn. Why are we here? It's because Brent assumed. See? Don't do it, folks. Don't do it. Don't assume.
So if that's the case then, Grant, yesterday, you received some accolades for Employee of the Month. You received offer for a steak.
Yeah, presumed offer for a steak. We don't know. The jury's still out as if it's
No,
stands.
you're good. It's documented here.
Oh.
Just go down to the grocery store and Mike will have a steak there for you at the meat counter.
All right.
And then you've got the certificates for the
We've got cookies.
But think back for a moment. What happened in that conversation yesterday with Brent? He was expecting the company to pay all expenses for any awards that you received. My thought was it would mean more if it come directly out of the employee's pocket for your awards. Now, today, well, the worm in the tequila bottle has got to the top.
It sure has.
Because Brent showed he was worried about the dollar or the extra dollar last night.
I was selfish, and that's terrible. And I do. I feel I am sitting here absolutely feeling horrible at the moment. I'm not kidding. And again, because it goes back to I made an assumption.
As long as we're being honest here,
okay.
I love that.
That I'm sitting here feeling horrible. Yeah. And I got to give it to Grant. He's making me feel horrible.
It makes my Friday.
And he should because of the way I acted.
Well, I love this.
You do. You love the strike.
This is phenomenal. Expressing yourself and the regrets that you have at this moment are wonderful.
Yeah. But at least I am sitting here admitting I was wrong. Okay? You know, a couple of days ago, you got a guy throwing snow on staff members' vehicles.
I hear you.
Who has shown no remorse whatsoever.
I want to tell you a little something. If we're going to be honest here and be completely on the table with that, I was only going to throw one scoop on each of the salesperson's personal automobiles. Brent was out there scooping with me, and I think he'll verify I couldn't stop.
Oh.
Once I saw that snow piling on the hood like that, I couldn't quit. And I just kept piling it on. And I a little bit like Brent this morning, Grant. I went home and had a little quick lunch, and I'm sitting there, and I thought, I want to go up to Mom's and see if she needs scoop, but I need to go back to work too. Which should I do first? I think I'll go to the station first because when I get here, I'm going to actually take some of the snow off the hoods because I think I got a little carried away. I think it was proper to put snow on their hoods of their cars simply because they refused to be a team member and scoop the deck out there. All we asked was, it's your turn to scoop, and they refused. And I just thought we should maybe highlight the fact that, we all need to work together, and snow might end up on your hood. And it did. But when I came back, I took some of it off because I was afraid it would.
Some of it.
Well, a pretty good share of it, Grant.
Yeah, let him have it like you had me have. I want you to make him feel bad too. You're really good at that, by the way, man.
He must have been.
Now I want to go back to last night. I want to talk a little bit more about this guy, okay? Because we pull in. I don't have my key to the front door. Jeremy doesn't have his, but guess who does? Grant Winter. It's called Employee of the Month. He has his key. He goes. He unlocks the door. He opens the door. And allows Jeremy and I to just walk right in without having to set equipment down, try to open the door, try to get there he is. I tell you, man.
I'm going to tell you, Greg.
He's worthy of it. And I believe his comment last night was, I'm building my resume for next month. That was a great line. That was a good line.
Oh, boy. Well, I'm glad that... something like that didn't turn into, more than it has to be. And I'm glad that you're graveling this morning, Brent. I really enjoy that.
Well, good, Dave.
Groveling, maybe, would be a better way to put it. But graveling's okay, too.
Tonight, by the way, we go to Ansley.
I know, I'm stoked.
Grant's coming along. We're going to do the video stream again with radio call of basketball. Ansley, Litchfield, and Twin Loop, our area doubleheader tonight. Girls game, varsity game tipping at 6. Boys will follow. We'll do video. We'll do radio. And I'm going to give Grant $3 tonight to go get me a bottle of water. And you know what? That $3, you just bring back the bottle of water, and then what's left, you do with it what you want. okay? And I will not make an assumption.
You know what I'm going to do at this time?
Oh, look at this.
Grant, I would like to give you this $10 bill, and you can use this to hydrate yourselves. This should cover 3 bottles of water and a tip.
Nice. Yes.
I think you should give it to Brent.
Oh,
I'm
no,
not
give it to Grant. He won't give me money.
I won't
I
take
guarantee
it.
you.
Well, you got to take it.
I don't want to, Dave.
Grant, take it. Take it.
You're going to make me take my headset off?
Okay.
By the way, we're getting new credit cards. I got to ask you that, too. I don't know what the deal is, but if you get a credit card in the mail at your house, don't throw it away.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, thanks for telling me.
Because I don't know why mine came here and Jeremy's came to my house, which is weird.
Huh.
Oh. Okay. I don't believe I have received anything at the moment, but thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, if you get one in the mail, don't, because you think it's
yeah,
you might throw it away.
Yeah.
The other thing that you need to know, Grant, is after you're here for 10 years, you'll get your own credit card.
Oh, sweet.
And the credit cards that these guys have now been upgraded.
Oh, really?
To a maximum expenditure of $50.
Wow.
Yeah.
Man.
So once you get
large.
I'm pretty excited because let me tell you what, that $25 limit was pretty difficult when you go to things like state wrestling.
Well, you have to.
It only goes so far. I was able to buy Crawley a steak dinner, but that was it.
Probably like a hot dog at the CHI Health Center, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's the only way to control spending, the way I see it.
That's right. Oh, my God.
I'm just almost speechless.
Huh?
Something here before we... Today is Epiphany.
Oh.
Did you know that?
Oh, okay.
I'm
what's
thinking maybe that you would know this, Grant.
Who's Epiphany?
Christmas around the world celebrate Epiphany today.
Oh.
I should say Christians around the world.
Oh,
and they're not graveling either. Did you know that? Epiphany is today.
Oh.
No.
Yeah.
What an
I don't
epiphany.
think
The
I knew.
feast day commemorates the biblical account of the visit of the 3 wise men.
Oh, sure. Because
Upon the birth of
Orthodox
Jesus.
Christmas is Saturday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew that. I didn't know about Epiphany. I thought it was like a guitar company. That's Epiphone. You know what I mean?
I thought it was a guitar pick. But no, that's what it is. That's the Julian calendar. Is that correct?
I think so.
The Orthodox Christmas are celebrating Christmas Eve tonight.
That's cool, man.
The Catholic Church ditched that calendar in the 1500s, is why the rest of the world celebrates Christmas 2 weeks earlier. Wow. Yeah, I know all these things because I do.
Yeah. Well, we got what? Optimus trivia coming up. You're going to be a real ringer.
Are we going to have a team?
I thought so. I thought that was the plan.
I think they were talking about that. Yeah. I think I'll probably be a dinger.
Instead of a ringer.
Not a ringer.
Yeah.
What do you got over there, Brent?
Well, how about I divide? You want to?
I'll take
You
some,
still
yeah.
have time?
I got time.
All right, we got 3
I'm on
live
top of it
reads,
today.
so I'm just going to divide them up.
Okay.
Can I? Would you read one, Mr. Bernie, please?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
I know if I trust you after last night to
Now
divvy it up
stop
equally.
that. Stop that.
You'll probably.
I'm feeling
I'll
terrible.
get 2 and you'll get 1. And
Dang.
yeah.
I'll start us off.
I don't want to stir up trouble here. Go ahead.
No. That's one thing.
Not
that's
Dave.
That's one thing about Dave. Never instigates anything out here. Dave is the one that always comes along and tries to smooth things over.
It's like, imagine the
Whatever.
conflict we'd have. You know,
It'd be
we
a
didn't
tou-
have the great peacemaker here.
That'd be a tough place to work.
Great pacemaker over here.
We hit the jackpot when we found you. Central Nebraska Community Action Partnership has a couple of job opportunities. They're looking for an individual to work as an infant toddler teacher center specialist. It's 40-hour per week year-round position in Broken Bow. Good starting wage, great benefits, looking for someone with their Child Development Associate Certificate and associate's or bachelor's degree in early childhood education, would prefer experience working with infants and toddlers, income qualifying families, and past supervisory experience. For this position, you would be responsible for center coordination, supervision, and teaching. Also, they have an opening for a WIC RN coordinator. Now, this would be in Loop City. It's a full-time position, great starting wage, really great benefits, and for this position, you need to be a registered nurse or a registered dietitian, would prefer previous supervisory experience. For this position, you would be complying with state and federal WIC and immunization program guidelines, coordinate clinic sites while providing immunization screening assistance. For more information on these positions, you can contact CNCAP at 308-745-0780. The extension is 0. Or you can apply online at their website, which is centralnebraskacap.com.
Not bad.
Yeah, you got through that pretty well.
I think so. Hey.
You know, for... Never mind.
Yes. Brewbakers. Coffee.
Oh, yeah, Brewbake.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
I have not.
You got to go.
That's a great
well,
place.
That's what I hear.
You'll love it.
Yeah. They want to let everyone know they are open Tuesday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So there's weekend hours, which is awesome. Go there to warm up with hot teas, herbal teas, and, of course, coffee drinks. It's a historic destination barista bar and gift shop right in the back door of Arnold's there.
Yeah.
Baked goods, a full bar for coffee, and fabulous gifts. Follow them on Facebook to keep up on all the latest happenings at Brewbakers. And they want to remind you that coffee with a friend is always a good idea, and to tip.
Yes.
Good idea.
Yeah, tip, and don't expect... Well, never mind. Hey, by the way, this just in, Grant, from Michael down at Bow Family Market, formerly Gary's Superfoods. Yes, I have a New York strip.
Wow.
For the January Employee of the Month, just a friendly token of appreciation for a job well done.
Wow.
So you stop into the market, ask for Mike, get your New York strip for the weekend.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And when you get done, have some cookies.
Yeah. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Man.
Pretty nice.
It's a nice perk.
Yeah. Oh, there's all kinds of perks in this business.
I was going to say, it beats health insurance.
Oh, you don't need that. You don't need that at all.
A lot better than a 401k.
Yeah. You're too young to think about retirement.
Oh, that was a great comeback. Oh, that was funny.
Oh, let's see. I want to make the transition here, and I do want to stay serious on this one.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
This one is a very important website that was created here in Custer County, here in the area, because mental stress and mental health is something that I think we're finally beginning to talk about more openly. Not something that anybody should be ashamed of. It's just a situation you need to get remedied before something bad happens, right? And there's a group of people here, a handful of people, that decided we want to make sure that the resources that we have here are made available to people out there who are struggling, or they know somebody who is struggling with mental illness. 19% of the adult population struggles with mental illness. 46% of teenagers and 13% of children each year struggle with their mental health. Might be your family, might be somebody next door, maybe somebody at work, whatever the case may be. This website is available to you at mhpcc.org. That's mhpcc.org. It's a simple text site that just has numbers and contacts for you, so that if you or someone you know is struggling with mental illness or stress, the resources are there for you. And we thank those folks very much for doing that.
Yep.
So did you preview the game in our conversation?
I think I did.
Yep. And that's tonight. And then on Saturday. Now, is Grant going with you on Saturday?
I don't think so. No, it'll be radio only on Saturday.
All right.
So Jeremy and I will go to Kearney and cover Broken Bow basketball. Exciting day. Girls basketball showcase. Games start before 9 o'clock in the morning and then go all day, spotlighting some of the best girls basketball talent in the state of Nebraska. The marquee game is Millard South against Olathe. I think it's north of Kansas. One of the top high school programs in Kansas. They'll play in kind of the marquee game. I think that's scheduled to tip around 5. Broken Bow girls basketball team will be a part of the event. They'll play Class B Beatrice with a scheduled tip-off time at 1:50 tomorrow afternoon. The girls basketball showcase taking place at Kearney High School. So we'll have the girls game on the air for you Saturday afternoon. And then they did this last year. They'll do it again this year. The Broken Bow boys basketball team is going to play Bridgeport also at Kearney High. And they'll be tipping at 6:45 in the evening tomorrow. And so we'll have Broken Bow boys against Bridgeport for you tomorrow night on KBBN Radio. And as a programming note, because we're doing basketball Saturday night, we'll be moving Little Stevie's Underground Garage radio show, and that'll air from 10 to midnight instead of its regular time slot from 8 to 10, with not knowing when the game will be over on Saturday night. So
Okay. All right. Sports Nightly tonight over on KCNI.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. They'll be talking about sports.
I would guess.
Yeah, I think that's what they do on a sports show.
I think so. Yeah. Wow.
They'll be mulling over recruitment and that sort of thing.
Yeah, football recruiting, basketball.
I know a fact about Scott Frost.
Oh?
He just bought a new house.
Oh.
I did read that.
Yeah.
Where? Do we know?
Arizona?
I wanted to say Arizona. I think that's correct.
It's about $5 million.
It looks like a very nice property, yes.
He should send everyone a thank you card.
No kidding. Heck, I could lose hundreds of games for millions of dollars.
Yeah. Why can't we get money for being losers?
All right.
You know what? We need to, let's talk to Jeremy. We need to start getting guaranteed contracts here at the radio station.
That's what I'm talking
What do you think about that, huh?
Yeah.
We need to start getting guaranteed money.
Yeah, signing bonuses.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Performance bonuses.
Performance bonuses.
Huh?
I just have one thing to say to that. Get a lawyer.
Can I tomorrow's my dad's birthday, so I want to say happy birthday to Carrie.
Nice.
Yeah. He'll be in town tomorrow.
Oh, he's coming to see you for your birthday?
Yeah, for his birthday.
For his birthday?
His birthday.
Yeah. You can tell I've had a lot of birthdays. Do you mind my asking how old your dad is?
How old will he be? He'll be 73.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He's just a youngster, yeah.
He is, man. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's great.
Yeah.
If you guys want to, you're going to go out and eat, or you're going to hang?
Probably going to have some dinner, at least, maybe a steak.
Yeah, at least we can share one.
A cookie.
Come on over, Dad, for your birthday. I'm going to give you half a steak and a Subway cookie.
Yes.
Come on over, Dad. Happy birthday.
This is the way it is here in Broken Bow. Things are a little tight. Oh, boy. We'll be right back to close the show. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Dear John, sponsored by John Deere. Let's go to a caller. Kevin.
Oh, hey, John, big fan. I was wondering if I could give a quick shout-out.
Absolutely, my man.
If you're listening, dear, just know how much I appreciate you stepping up this harvest. I've been at my best thanks to you. I love you.
Aw, what's this lucky lady's name?
Oh, sorry. I was talking to my new S-Series Combine. That thing is awesome.
John Deere's Harvest Tech helps you be your best you. Visit a dealer or johndeere.com/gain ground to upgrade.
You're no stranger to working in the dark. But with John Deere Operations Center, you can see your farm with more clarity than ever. That's because Operations Center provides insights you can access anytime, anywhere, allowing you to analyze your results, share with your advisors, and make a plan to improve yields, grow profits, and gain ground. See what you have to gain at johndeere.com/operations center.
9:29. Thanks, Grant, for coming in. Thank you, Brent.
You bet.
A lot of fun. We're working together as a team, other than the sales people. I hate to stir up trouble there, but I still got a burr under my scoop shovel on that one.
I'm not saying a thing.
You know, I'd like to pile a whole drift on top of their cars. The only thing that would have been frustrating about it is Shannon wouldn't even noticed it. Have a great day.